Okay.
Hello, hello, hello.
We are back. Reda, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is another episode of Another Day in Paradise. Can you hear me okay? Is my mic okay?
I think so.
Okay.
Can you?
All right. I'm not sure.
Test this.
Just 1 2 1 2. Well,
Okay.
let's see. Does this make any difference? No,
No,
I
no,
think
no.
this
We're
is
good,
this
we're
is
good, we're
good.
good.
This is good.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I told you I met one of our fans, which is very strange. to
Yes,
say.
sir.
And he's actually a friend of mine, and he told me, "Oh, how come you're not doing any more podcasts? We have been watching them, etc., having podcast nights
Yeah,
where
yeah.
him and his wife they like." Catch up on a couple podcasts, and they do like a podcast night with popcorn or whatever. So
Yeah.
this was actually really, really cool, to be honest.
Well, it's
So-
amazing to be noticed.
Big time that we disappeared for a
Yeah.
while. All right.
Yeah. Well, we've been caught up in a few things, but I
But
think
we
we
are
have
back.
exciting things
Coming
planned.
ahead. Yeah. We honestly, I think this was I wouldn't say a much needed break, because it was actually we missed doing podcasts, and we've been
Yeah,
talking
for
about
sure,
getting
for
back
sure,
on the
for
horse
sure.
for a couple occasions, and
But
we are
life
finally
got
back.
in the way.
Definitely. 2025, here we come. We're gonna try to be very, very regular. We don't want to make false promises, so we don't get caught up. But
Yeah.
I think this year is gonna be really good. We're gonna make some tweaks and some changes that are gonna be exciting.
Taking it to the next level.
Hopefully,
And 100 views here.
100 views. Here we come.
No, seriously, I think I'm looking forward to this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. We made some tweaks,
Yeah.
and honestly, we talked about something that we definitely don't want to change, which is the light, fun part of it.
Yeah.
We don't want it to become too serious.
Yeah, not scripted.
Yeah.
And it's kind of our weekly therapy. In a way.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
it still needs to be that, but we'll make things a bit more consistent, hopefully, and I think it's gonna be. a good
Yeah, it's
year.
gonna be fun, and hopefully you
Yeah.
guys are gonna be able to really like. Oh, that's what was missing. Okay. See, is it better now for
Yeah,
you too?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please engage. The goal here is really to try to create a community, create interesting conversations, and if we can get some money down the way, that's
Yeah.
definitely something we don't.
The struggle is real. I repeat.
But anyways, I was gonna go on a tangent here,
Yeah.
and let's refocus. So today, I thought you brought me some news that honestly I
this is
didn't
crazy news, actually.
know. So I'll let you take the lead on this one.
So apparently, I heard a lot of talks, but apparently it was quite official. Apparently, TikTok is being banned from the US. I think
Yeah.
it's this Sunday.
Okay, wow, that's
And
official. Okay,
That's like very big, because like TikTok is probably the most used platform for a big chunk of the US population. It's has heavy impact on e-commerce strategies for businesses and everything. So I think it's going to be quite interesting to see how things unfold on that.
so TikTok has a young crowd, right? Okay, here we go again. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Okay, right. That is a little sick, but we are. It's winter here, so
Yeah.
TikTok is mostly young crowd, right? Like it's younger. Like I feel like TikTok is for teenagers, like
yeah,
really like 14,
well,
15
actually,
years.
if you look at the numbers, it's not that
Yeah.
true, especially in the US, because a lot of businesses saw opportunity. Like, I think ad costs were a bit cheaper than at the beginning.
Yeah.
They've been really good for content creators because they've been paying some good money. Easy to get. Well, maybe not easy, but it was easier to get a big following.
The algorithm is more more lenient, I guess.
But Chinese app. A lot of people conspiracy theories on that it's the Chinese weapon to destabilize the minds of the younger.
Is it
Americans.
like a conspiracy theory? But there are some true facts behind that claim. Like,
well, for sure that there are a lot of things that dumb down the population. I'm guessing we've talked about this in the past. The NPC ones,
true, and we will talk about them again. But
the dancing trends, the stuff.
But here's the thing: the TikTok in China and TikTok in the rest of the world are two different vibes.
Nothing.
TikTok in China is based on education. They have a certain very, very restrictive, etc. They really want to use social media to help young people and not really like, okay, let them do crazy dances and stupid things.
That's the best example that you have, because like a lot of friends, things like that, we always debate on, social media is responsible for this and that, and people thinking a certain way and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's a tool, and it depends on how you use it. I for a fact love that platform. I find the way that it delivers the content to you and all that stuff is, I would say, a better experience overall than an Instagram or Twitter or anything else. Like I use it a lot on a professional level, like to get news on my field of work, all that stuff. But it's true that the majority of people, especially in the US, they use it to do dumb shit, man.
To do dumb dances, etc. For me, here is where I would like slightly disagree with you. I think, of course, we talked about any social media. The fact is, the way you customize it is it's almost like 100% reflection of your tastes and your interests. Not 100% because, of course, the algorithm tries to push a couple things.
Maybe not your taste, but at least what takes your attention.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have, TikTok with like stupid videos, it means like you kind of spend a lot of time there, and TikTok is feeding you more of what it thinks you like.
Definitely.
But it's still for me a huge waste of energy. But again, like you said, if you use it right, definitely.
Because if you use it right, actually, it's quite the opposite. Because you get like valuable information in 30 seconds.
Let me be honest with you here.
Yeah. Okay, here
it comes. So I don't have TikTok, and Another Day in Paradise doesn't have a TikTok either. But I have, and I manage the Another Day in Paradise Instagram.
Okay.
Let's just say that if you go on my Instagram, on the Instagram of the Another Day in Paradise, I would have some suggestions that suggest that I don't spend all the time watching what other YouTubers are doing. But sometimes if I see a pretty girl, I would find myself spending 10 minutes watching other pretty girls. So
I'm guessing your Discover page must be very interesting.
It's, let's just say it has a lot of pretty girls. But there are distractions, and sometimes, honestly, you go to the rabbit hole of like pretty girls or like funny video pranks, and then you watch a stupid prank, and you say it's stupid, and you watch the next one, and then the next one, and you have been watching that for 30 minutes.
Well, in your defense,
thank you. Well,
because I feel like I need to step in here.
Thank you. I was digging a hole here.
In your defense, like pretty girls, sexuality, things like that are used as hooks. Of attention. So sometimes like even interesting content, I don't know, like about like golf or this or that usually has that. Me, I have a bigger issue is that I think it was on Instagram, they do collaborations.
Yeah.
So basically, I follow a lot of sports stuff and things like that. So very masculine audience. Unusual. Don't shoot me. I'm just talking about stats here. And there's a lot of girls, especially with these OnlyFans thing coming up and all that stuff. They actually do collabs with channels that have big male audiences.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
And the collab basically shows a post on both accounts. So if you follow the sports account, you'll see that post.
That's your excuse then. Okay, I see. I see.
No,
where
actually,
no, that was a smart move. That was a smart move.
This is a very, very big problem because
I'm
today,
sure.
I don't know about you, but I can't open Instagram in public, bro. I'm always afraid of what,
True. Like when my mom is around, I'm not like, hey, let me check my Instagram.
Well, I had that experience. I opened my Instagram next one on, and I was like just opening my Instagram. I was like, I need to show you this thing on Instagram, and I opened the Instagram, and you see like a big
yeah.
lovely lady
Showing her assets.
her assets.
See, that's a good move there.
I see what you did there.
But
right.
you know, like I think let's be honest. Sex is like a drug, and it's very often used in social media. Like even those stupid dances, usually the girls are very attractive, and they also jump around, etc., etc. I think that's the easy
simple.
gateway.
I wouldn't say that it's from social media.
No.
But
I'm
it's
just
been
saying.
from marketing
Absolutely,
since the 60s.
absolutely.
Sex sells.
Of course.
That's a fact.
Like you want to sell a Ferrari, you have
Exactly.
a beautiful woman in bikini
you have,
hanging around it. Yeah, for sure.
So, at the end of the day, we like companies and content creators or whatever. They just follow what sells, and unfortunately, sometimes it gives some pretty fucked up results, in my opinion. Like it opens gateways. Like you see like teenage girls doing those dances, putting like. I don't think it's very healthy. That anyone can do whatever they want, but.
Yeah,
I feel that sometimes like I feel uncomfortable in certain platforms, to be honest.
for sure.
So that's why I like when you work on your algorithm and you kind of like tailor it to your needs, then the experience is amazing.
I think so. I think so too. That's what I do with my YouTube. So that's pretty much what I use as a TV. I just have YouTube on it. Really cool.
YouTube actually is a great example because YouTube is the only social media at the end of the day where you look at things only for yourself because you don't have friends on YouTube.
That's
you
true.
don't follow.
You don't
content.
share anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very tailored to you. Like it's very hard to kind of like scroll down YouTube and see nothing interesting.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. So there are some. We talked about fame. I remember you and I. We talked about fame and
back
how
in the day.
back in the day when we were still
people,
not famous. But those content creators, I think they were called influencers at the time, but now they are switching to content creators.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit better because influencer, you influence me to do what exactly, and then they hit a wall and they're like, oh well, I don't know. So they pretty much influence you to follow their lifestyles, buy their training programs or whatever, mascara or whatever. So a lot of them are. I think, to be really honest, what I see some influencers, I think it's just very sad. And I saw some of them, and these are just some examples. There is one girl, the Hawk Tour girl.
Oh man.
So, do you know her beginning and how she was famous? And I say was because she's in her downfall right now.
Yeah. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was like a simple street interview.
Exactly.
Where they asked her about like once again sexuality and all that stuff.
True.
And she.
But you know the funny thing is that the guy who interviewed her had something like 4,000 followers.
Yeah.
So nothing really major. It was just like everything aligned. And he asked her, okay, what do you think about like some sexually oriented but very light like questions.
Like
nothing.
I think the question was, how do you keep a man? Or
That
something
was
like
the
that.
Hawk Tua. That's the answer. But before that, she answered a couple more questions, and she said he asked her something like, "Do you think it's easy to find a man in whatever Detroit or whatever they were?"
I don't think it's easy.
Exactly. Me and my girl right here, we've been looking all night. Anyways, so and then the question came like, what's the best way to keep a man?
Yeah.
And she went all the way with like the Hawk Tua thing, which is very, very sexually oriented. But here is the funny thing.
Yeah.
This made her so famous.
Yeah, it went like crazy viral.
But if you analyze it, what made her famous really?
Well, it's not her. It's not that much her. It's more of a, like it's like the why are you gay?
That one is funny too.
It's kind of like
sorry.
the same thing. It's very mimicky. It's something that's
You know
like,
that guy. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
He does podcasts now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
because it's this. Why are you gay? Is very old. It's like 5,
Yeah.
maybe 10 years old. And then he came back on the front scene,
Yeah,
and
I
now
think-
he's doing
I
podcasts.
think there's
etc.
like a big podcast
Yeah.
that brought him in.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't remember which one.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But it's like mimicky and stuff, and like some things go viral.
Viral,
and,
for sure.
And in her case, I think that it's been a while since the US haven't had that kind of like girl that represents the US, country girl.
Does she? Yeah.
Like because she's been very like she wears the cowboy hat. She's very like
like oversized
very
cowboy hat.
America.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. She
And-
definitely represents some
And to be
parts.
honest, like she milked it all the way.
But here's the funny thing. Actually, I watched a small video about it recently for research,
Yeah.
obviously. And she was for a few weeks.
yeah,
It grew up. It was viral,
Yeah.
and the guy who interviewed her started collecting money because it was his video, and she was very upset. Some say I'm not really sure, but I think she even sued him, saying like, "I was the star on your video, and I should
Like,
get some
yeah.
cut." And then she said, "Well, you know what? I should capitalize on it," and she made Hawk Tua
merch.
hats,
She did merch,
shirts, etc.
She
And
did her podcast
I
as well.
think, but before that, this was in the very beginning, and she sold out in like a couple days, and she made something like $65,000 overnight.
Yeah.
And after that, she started getting invited everywhere.
Yeah, she did events. Like she did concerts.
She was singing in concerts. But
Yeah.
let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm being really serious here, but imagine if we had the opportunity to invite her.
Yeah.
And be honest with me.
Yeah.
I know it would be hugely beneficial for our tiny microscopic
Yeah.
podcast, but what would you talk to her about, and would you invite her?
Well, would I invite her?
For the podcast, probably. Let's be honest.
I would invite her.
But what would you talk about? What would be your questions, your line of questions?
I think what I would ask, like if I had her on the podcast, I would like to know like what is it like to be known for something this dumb.
But she would refuse if you tell her
No, but I
because
wouldn't-
in a couple
no,
weeks.
no.
Let me
Just-
just one quick thing. In a very quickly, she started having a team when she sold merch, etc.
Yeah.
She had managers, etc. So you would probably talk to her manager, and her manager would be like, "What is the line of questioning you are planning on asking her?" If you said, "Well, how come this something so stupid made
No,
you
no,
so
I-
famous?"
I-
she would not come.
First of all, I wouldn't do it that way.
Okay.
But I think the only interesting conversation I would have with her would be a deep talk onto, like, because I think at the end of the day, like, the way she navigated certain things and everything, like, she knows, like, things are not being done in a way where it's just like by chance. I think her plan was very well structured in how she went from that video. She got a professional team behind her very quick. She knew how to navigate all those things. She was kind of like America's sweetheart, especially in Texas and things like that. So she navigated certain things. But I would like to know on a human level how she lived that, because like I've benefited from it. I've been able, to my credit and to the credit of my team, I've been able to make something valuable out of a moment. Of course, I was lucky for it to be viral, but at the end of the day, anything I'll build, I'll be always like, even if I build something of value or that is life changing, or like something big, I'll still be the Haktua girl.
True. So
and I would be interested. That would be the angle that would interest me. Is
my
like, how
angle,
do you live
I
that,
would love to have this kind of conversations
Yeah.
with her, but she would not be interested in having these conversations, because what
It's
she's
dangerous.
interested in
It's dangerous.
is keeping that
Yeah, of
wave
course.
going. Like
Of
she
course.
would not want to think about it and reflect of basically how stupid society is to make somebody. I'm not saying she is stupid. I'm
No.
saying she's
So
actually
it's-
smart
no,
on
no.
capitalizing on
Yeah,
something, on like a
definitely,
glitch.
definitely.
But if she reflects, she would just think, well, I shouldn't be famous. And let me...
But to her defense, like
of
sometimes,
course.
I apologize. I apologize for that. But
course,
like,
to her
if you
defense.
look at Kim Kardashian, for instance,
Well, yeah, she's famous for being famous. I mean, she had a sex tape.
She had like her big break was the sex tape.
Yeah.
Today, I don't think that most people associate her directly to the sex tape. Today, she's Kim Kardashian.
True.
So you can outgrow the thing that actually.
But let me ask you
Yeah.
this. What is Kim Kardashian? So answer me very quickly. What is her job? Kim Kardashian. What is her occupation?
Her job is she's the biggest influencer in the world, probably.
So for you, that's a legitimate job. Like that's something you
she's
put on your
basically
resume.
she's basically the most valuable walking billboard.
So let me ask you something else.
Yeah.
What is her skill
Her skill,
that made her so rich?
I think that she gained probably skill before, but the biggest skill comes from her mom, who's a genius marketer.
Yeah, but what is her skill? Your skill is not to have a manager. Your skill is what does he manage? What is your talent? If I'm your manager, you need to have a talent that we can milk together. Like I will take 20% or
her
whatever.
skills today. She has multiple. I wouldn't. I know the answer that you're going for. I disagree. I don't think that she's just like this beautiful dumb chick. I think she evolved in a lot of things. She knows how to navigate PR like crazy. Her interviews are always flawless. All that stuff, like, to her credit. But from the start, her thing is just that she was a voluptuous woman.
For sure. For sure.
In an area where she comes from money. Her dad was a famous lawyer,
etc.
O.J. Simpson, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she milked it as well. But to her credit, she did quite some impressive stuff. Like,
Of course.
from it. So I'm guessing that there is a big part of talent as well.
I don't think she's dumb, to be honest. I think she has some very, very good team who managed to make her capitalize on that investment, first investment, which is the sex tape, let's be honest. And then she built an empire out of a sex tape. So
And
that's a talent
with
for sure.
no example. Because
Yeah.
all these
Well,
people, these
People say Paris
had-
Hilton was the real G, like she's the first one.
No, because Paris Hilton had a reality TV show before them and all of that stuff. But like how they navigated from, first of all, I think Keeping Up with the Kardashians must have like
Yeah, it's crazy popular. Yeah.
over 10 seasons
Yeah.
or more of a reality show where you follow a family like with millions, maybe even billions of people following. But how they navigated from that. Because most influencers and stuff like that, when they have attention and audience, they take out merch, they take out this, they do a movie, they try to milk it. The Kardashians, they'll build big major brands.
empire
Like,
for sure.
like brands that are on top of the game, like anything that's like beauty. I
Yeah.
think the top three must be, two of them must be the Kardashians.
Kardashians, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like,
Interestingly, the whole family
Yeah,
got,
no, no.
got
It's,
like
except the brother. The brother.
yeah, the brother is
Yeah, but
he's a
once
loser.
again, like everybody tells you, like the men involved in the Kardashian family usually
Get ruined. Yeah, get wrecked for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Hi, Bruce. What's her name now? Caitlyn.
Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner. Very, very interesting character also.
Yeah.
But anyways, so back to this being famous for being famous. I think it would be just a little bit crazy to see how she is invited in all the Hawk to a Girl, invited in all the podcasts. They said Joe Rogan was actually, he was never considering this. Actually, he laughed at receiving her. Like, why would I talk to her about? She's not really interesting.
She's a billboard right now.
But, well,
So
actually,
it's just about the attention. He doesn't need it.
Here is what she did, and a lot of content creators do when they use their fame is they do the cryptocurrency scam thing. And she was flying too close to the sun, and now she's crashing.
Well, to be honest, this is where, because I've been close. I dabbled a bit. Actually, it's legal. I'm not sure. Anyways,
I doubled in.
I've read a lot about crypto.
I have a friend who
I read a lot about crypto, right? And the thing is that crypto is very complicated in terms of market caps and how things move and how the value is determined and things like that. So when you have someone like her that has a bunch of attention, like for her, she took all the heat, but the teams that were behind it, they knew exactly what they were doing.
For sure. I think she also knew.
I think she's collateral, 100%, because it's there's been like a ton of people. Because what they tell you is that it's simple. When people hold a coin or use a coin in crypto, that's what gives it value.
So it's the rug pull strategy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they build it up, and then she takes all the money and she let it crumble.
That's the thing. You need to know the mechanics. It's like basically, let's say 1,000 people buy this coin. If we all determine that we are using it and that it's cost 1,000, and people start buying in the coin because it's finite. It's not like money that you just print out. It's the amount is finite. So as more people comes in, the more the value of each things come in. So she has the power of telling everyone, "Hey, come in." A lot of dumb as people,
masses,
and
for
also the people that know crypto know that you have that kind of like pool where she's gonna bring all that people and it's gonna bounce.
So the value will go up, and then she will sell. She will buy low, sell high, and then disappear. Right?
Well, technically, she's not the one doing those.
Her team, whatever. I'm not.
But what I mean is that I've seen by the past or whatever, there are teams that are specialized in rug pulling.
Yeah.
And they get celebrities in, and most celebrities don't even understand the mechanics. They just tell them, look, we're gonna do this coin, we're gonna bring people, we build the community, all that stuff, whatever. And when the rug pull comes, basically they're making money because they're part of the team.
Of course.
But that's all they can. Like, you're kind of imprisoned in that because they used you and your image,
of course.
But at the same time, they making you money, so you're an you can't. You get what I mean?
You can't throw them under the bus. So I think because you also made
advantage of a lot of, and then usually it's always the same profiles of stars. It's like the viral, they're called meme coins because like they become the meme and stuff like that. So it's unfortunately there are people that are specialized.
So whose fault is it? People who invested or her and her team?
Both. But what I mean is that I think that she's just too dumb to have accepted anything that brings money without
allegedly
without knowing the consequences. Because anyone that needs to dabble here, basically any projects that in the crypto sphere that is being created needs to have. There are certain ingredients, like who are the founders, their background, all that stuff, the technology, and the utility. That means that how, like, a crypto that holds value and makes sense is the technology or utility, how this usage of this thing has actual value. Here it has zero value. It's just like things that everyone decides, hey, this is valuable.
Yeah.
Okay, so if everyone
Based on
decided
what?
that
Based on you said.
I sell
Whatever you
everything,
said,
and then at some point everyone has it, and it's like, yeah. So
it doesn't hold any value for
okay,
sure.
I held it for a while. It went up. Now it's going down. So I'm just trying to sell, and everyone's doing the same thing
Yeah.
because people are
Yeah.
dumb, and then it
Yeah,
crashes.
yeah,
But
it crashes.
I think it's as much the responsibilities of the ones buying than like there's no illegality.
for sure.
In
But
the
I
sense
think you
that-
have a moral
Yeah,
responsibility. Like if all these influencers or
100%.
like they promote some kind of product, you have to at least do some kind of research before you put your name, because you take the check, don't you? So at least do a little bit of research. Sometimes the products are fake, and you know all the influencers. I mean, we talked about Haktua, but the big influencer today in Morocco
yeah,
is Ilyas El Melki.
yeah.
And he said something really interesting. So this guy is actually really cool. I mean, interesting. Let's put it this way. So his vibe is, so in Morocco, for
Well,
people who are
technically,
not from here.
he's a streamer, not
Yes,
just an influencer.
True. He's a streamer.
Mm.
He has, he lives in a rooftop, so it's not as glamorous as it might sound. So in Morocco, sometimes you
He
make
lives
an
in a
extension.
rooftop?
Yeah. He lives
didn't
in
know
like
that. Okay.
he lives in a rooftop. So in
right.
Morocco, when you don't
right.
have a lot of money and you have an apartment, and sometimes you just build an extra room on the roof. And usually
On the
it's on the stah, exactly. And usually it's cold, it's not insulated right, it's really hot in the summer. Like it has all the disadvantages. And but if you want some privacy, if you have a guy who still lives with his parents after a certain time, then this is a solution that some people do.
Yeah,
And he lives with very simple means. He has his own style for sure. He insults. He's very colorful. Let's put it this way.
especially
He has,
with the women, right?
yeah. And anyways, he said so. So he is the one who was selected by one day. So it's very interesting because he comes from a very simple background and he talks to the masses, etc. And one day, Gerard Piqué, the football player, contacted him, and everybody thought, "Oh, that's a deep fake. That can't be." And even when his attitude with Piqué was like, he's talking, it's like.
Yeah, you're in my field now.
Like he was talking to him, like making fun of him in Arabic, and he knew Piqué wouldn't understand. Piqué's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm
But do you
actually
think he
giving
knew
you."
it was the real PK when he was doing that? Or
Yeah.
he thought, I'm just going to make fun
I
in
think
case.
he knew because he knew he was the real Piqué, and Piqué is like, "This, I'm giving you the opportunity of a lifetime, and you're making fun of me. I'm not sure. Hey, sure, that's a funny joke." Anyways, this guy said something really cool. So he was Piqué called him for the Kings League, and he ended up going to jail because he insulted the community here in Morocco. Long story short, nothing major. He went like 3 months or something. Anyways.
Okay.
Long story short, he said something really cool. He said, all those people who sometimes send me money.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah,
when I do
because like
live
in the
stream.
streaming community,
They
that's
can give you
something,
gifts,
yeah.
etc. He said, you guys are fucking stupid. Don't send me money. I don't need your money. I make money out of XBet or whatever, some kind of gambling site. And that's enough. Don't send me money. Like, you are stupid. He said, somebody's sending me like $20, $30. This guy sent him $200. And he said, are you stupid? Your mother doesn't need $200. Your neighbor doesn't need your brother doesn't need. Many people around you, look around you. Many people need it much more than you don't know me. Why would you fucking send me that much money? And he said he contacted him and he said, you're a fucking idiot. I'm going to send your money back. Give me your cash plus or whatever thing. I will send you your money back. You're stupid. Look around you. I'm sure so many people around you need that money. Why would you send it to a streamer you don't know? Don't worry about me. I already make money out of this gambling website.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to hell for that, etc., etc. So he was actually kind of funny. And that's very true.
Yeah.
NPCs, you know, that
Oh
trend.
my God.
I think this
That's
trend
the
died
worst.
off a little
Bro,
bit.
remember that guy, the guy that
Dr. Candy.
that
Ooh,
helped the terrorists in Paris.
Yeah,
Jawad
Jawad.
guy.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's doing NPC.
He's doing that.
And that's
He
the
looks
most-
ridiculous. He looks
that
ridiculous.
was like, oh my god.
But again, I think the most famous one, I think, is I wrote her name.
Oh, like the blonde.
Yeah. Pinky Doll.
Yeah, I think
Pinky
she's
Doll. She's Canadian. There is a Canadian. She's a black lady from
no,
Canada.
I think she's from IT. Like,
Is she? Oh
and
yes,
she
you're
moved to
right.
Canada.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, she man, her numbers were crazy. I think she was making like $20,000 a day or something
So
like that.
if you
Like,
haven't seen this, we'll put it on post prod. But
Yeah.
this is just stupid. People send you things.
Emojis.
It goes up to $500 per emoji.
Yeah.
Somebody can send you $500. So
Yeah.
here's the thing: if I send you a cowboy hat, you have. I
yeah,
mean,
do it.
They do. What it is, yeehaw,
No,
and here is the funny
basically,
thing.
Each emoji, so you have ice creams, you have cowboy hats, you have like
Yes.
all those things, and each emoji has a particular reaction.
You decide your reaction, but you have to do the same again and again and
But
again
what's
and again.
funny is that what makes people want to pay is that they shoot emojis at a speed where the NPC can keep up, so they start
Yeah,
doing
doing
like
ridiculous. They go,
yeah,
yeehaw, thank you for something like that, and then she keeps doing that. Oh my goodness, send me some emojis, guys.
You should be an NPC, man.
You know what? We should have tried it. But
Oh my
anyways,
God.
the trend died off, and thank God. But those people, they do that same intensity much better than I did, probably. But they do it for a long time, for hours.
Man, it's
And they
crazy.
collect so much money. And I'm like, okay, this
Yeah.
is good. You make money with it. But is this really like the best way you want to be represented? Or does it really matter?
Bro,
you make
actually,
money.
we live. The problem is what's the standard of people? Like today, OnlyFans is normal in the US, almost.
Well,
it's normalized. Let's say.
That's a very good transition because we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Like I always say, if you look at OnlyFans and stuff, I would love to see how it's going to be like in 10, 15 years when these people are going to have children.
Yeah.
And they're going to be in class and exchanging explicit pictures of their moms and all that
But
stuff. Like
that's-
this is going
Man, this is
to
perfect.
fuck up
This
so
is,
many
This
people.
is perfect. So here is something really cool. So this is a guy, this is a girl actually who has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And her brother, she has a podcast, and her brother, young brother, he's a teenager, probably 12, 13, 14, whatever. And he's saying, like, you're destroying my life. Like, what are you doing? Like, my friends are making fun of me. This is so shameful. What are you doing? And
Do you think I'm a good sister? No. Bro, why? You're my sister. You're mean to me. Not all the time. Bro, we live in
You're saying
different
this because
states.
you're on a podcast.
No, we live in different states. I mean you. I mean to you when you're failing your classes. Yeah,
I'm not failing.
A D.
It's not failing.
That's a D. It's failing.
F is failing. F
A D is failing.
For you it is, because you're an A+ child.
Right, I am.
Shut the hell up. You're literally doing your career isn't only. You can't be talking. You're selling pictures of whatever. You can't be saying. All that studying was for what?
Yeah.
For what?
so, yeah, that's and here is the podcast that she did with him. We're not gonna watch the full thing, obviously, but I just want the first thing that jumps to your mind.
Billionaires didn't go to college.
She's doing a podcast with her brother.
Just because I'm monetizing on a platform that's booming today doesn't mean I'm a
Someone's a little mad.
shut up.
Yeah, that's a bunch of BS. If you know you could be a millionaire with
So she is. I'm not sure we can post this, but it would be a great clickbait though. But she is like sitting in a very inappropriate manner.
Yeah.
Her lady parts is like popping out of her shorts, and she's talking to her little brother. Like,
Look, man,
this is disgusting. But here is a little story. Here's what I know about this. He came around, actually. Now he's okay with her being OnlyFans.
Of course.
Guess what? Guess why?
He got bought.
He got everything he needed. He got the latest PS5. He got sent to vacations with his buddies to like exotic places. He got even a car. He got everything he wanted. And I saw one video. I wish I could find it very quickly.
I'm guessing
but
she's big time, right? In
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
yeah.
She's not your average.
no. She's making it like she's a millionaire right now, and so is her little brother. And here is the thing: like, I saw the switch of him having principles that clearly his sister didn't have, and then he slowly came around because the same reason she went to OnlyFans, because money is just too powerful. Like, she probably didn't want, because he said she was smart at school, etc., etc. But then the call for money and easy money, it's like too tempting, even for the little brother who was mad and upset that he was being bullied. But then, if I have a PS5,
is probably because the society or the environment he lives in values more what he brought to the table, like than the like. Would you rather, like, what it brings you, the car brings you, the PlayStation brings you socially, outweighed the bullying?
that's the thing.
And
Then you become the cool guy. But how about the principle, the morale that you had, the ethic that you had?
I think that when you are in an environment that doesn't value it, it's very hard to keep that, because you become kind of like you become the outcast. You become the guy that's like pushing it because the norm is way today, especially in the US, Western world in general, money justifies everything.
You sell your soul to the devil. Money is the devil, and it's the root of all evil. And it can change many people. I think everybody has a price. It's not necessarily money, but then everybody can switch gears,
That's the
being
thing.
motivated by something.
If in life you don't keep those values, like core values, on top of everything else, we've seen it. Like, there's been love is something that can make you do crazy things. Money is something that can make you do crazy things. Fear is something that,
Of course, great motivator.
if you always have your morals and values on top of that, would you kill child to survive? Would you do certain things? It's the same thing. Would you? I'd love to get $1 billion, but am I ready to expose my asshole to the world? Not that sure. So
for $1 billion, how bad could it be? How bad could it be, really?
I guess that was what was going on in the brothers' head. It's like, what is she doing, really?
I think it's a mix of, that sucks, I wish she didn't do that, but there's nothing I can do against that, and I might as well capitalize on it too. And it's not that bad, and
But
she's happy. Nobody's making her. Nobody's abusing her.
Look, humans, especially today, we're very good at finding excuses and starting to build a logic that comes to. Actually, I think I was
too harsh on her.
I was judgmental, maybe. At the end of the day, like, she's not a prostitute or anything.
Of course not.
She's
God
just
heavens,
it's
of
her
course
body,
not.
her choice, all that stuff. But at the end of the day,
you know the truth deep inside. But
I think
then
everybody knows the
You
truth.
try to numb the truth with money.
No, and
it takes a lot of money.
and people around you agree to your mechanical of your that lie that you're trying to
But the
find.
thing is, even the bullies, you start inviting them to crazy parties, and all of a sudden they
they have-
switch from
you-
being
you-
bullies to being your
look,
best friends.
Your new car will make you the it boy.
Yeah.
At school and all that stuff, and like at some point, we should not maybe bully him. Like he's the one.
He's
now.
a cool guy
He-
after all. Yeah.
And they'll be like, he was cool and stuff. And your sister, like, she's just a businesswoman doing her thing.
That's
like,
true. Can we go visit her room? No, I can't. That sucks. But anyways,
But that's sad. At the end of the day, like, it's and it's not to be that guy, but it's just the state of of the world, bro. Like
For sure. For sure. Let me walk you through our last one.
Okay.
Unless you have another one in mind. But there is a guy called Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali.
Was it the guy that does like?
So this guy,
He just does dumb shit, right?
he travels internationally and he tries to be as obnoxious as possible. So he went to Israel and he, of course, went through like the most horrible things, like the Holocaust and this and that, crazy shit.
Yeah.
Trying to provoke as much as possible. He was arrested. Israel, they don't play with this. Then he went to Asia. He went to Korea and China, etc. I think in Korea, if I'm not mistaken, he went to Japan. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
He went to Japan. Of course, the Goldwyn point. He started like saying, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, they should have killed all of you. We're gonna prepare another bomb. We're gonna nuke you again. In the train, talking to people out of the blue, like not being provoked at all. And that's what he does. He goes to restaurants and he just drops like food on the floor and saying, clean it. No, you clean it. And being very obnoxious. Here is the thing.
Yeah.
He was arrested. And he's very good at saying the right thing. Saying, I'm so sorry. I was just... I'm going through depression and this and that. I'm just young and stupid. You cannot judge me for my mistakes, etc. And then this is using a translator. And then in the car, he's flipping a bird and like saying like, ha, I got you. And anyways, he got chased a couple times. People were tracking him like hard. This Japanese special forces guy, he caught him, all right? And he knocked him the fuck out on the ground while he was hiding because he was they took his passport, so he had to stay in Japan.
Yeah.
And he posted another video saying, hey, fuck you guys, I'm still in Japan, I'm still here, I'm still gonna mess with you, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, say no more. He caught him, he knocked him the fuck out.
But that's the thing. How is that story gonna end, man?
So he's in prison. And he's broke. He was banned from all the TikTok and all those social media platforms. And he's in trouble because he doesn't have money to defend himself. So he will probably spend many, many years in
he's
jail
still
in
in
Japan.
prison now?
Yeah, he's in prison now.
Well.
So there is a justice, but
At
in
least-
my head, I'm like, dude, you will be famous.
Yeah.
But the how is also important.
Of course,
Like
it is. Of
this
course it
is crazy.
Especially when you try to, you see the hug to a girl. It's like something that happens,
But she
and you milk it.
She surfed
But-
on it, yeah.
No, of course, he surfed on it. But what I mean is that when this guy is trying to create those moments,
Yeah.
that's
Out of
even,
nowhere. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
even
yeah.
worse. Because it's like if I stand up right now and slap the shit out of you to get more views on
It would definitely get us more views, but how interesting is that? Like that's the problem.
But that's where the thing is. Like, it's our responsibility. This is what I say often on reality TV, right?
yeah.
Reality TV is one of the most distracting and attention grabbing things in the world. Like, as a human, I think we're wired to try to figure out, what did she say? What did like we had that gig kind of a thing inside of us, but we need to be also aware of what we are encouraging when we're watching, because I hate reality TV. I hate the concept. I hate all of that. But I know that if reality TV is on, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? But we need to be careful on what we give value to, because then we have people actually. It's like watching a video of someone getting hit, like a street fight or something a bit shocking or whatever. You don't want to see that, but when it's in front of you, you see it.
Yeah, it's like a car crash. You slow down to see it. Yeah.
Like we shouldn't encourage that, because then people are actually going to crash cars, because that's what's bringing the attention.
Yeah, show
And,
some restraint. Show some restraint. And then so anyways, I think those influencers, honestly, when I see that, I'm more sad than anything.
Yeah,
I'm not pissed. I'm just sad. Because
No,
I'm like,
it's
if
sad
you have a
because-
real conversation with him or with her, you would see like sadness. And,
But
and, like,
that's not even what makes me sadder. The thing that makes me even more sad is that we are the one creating those monsters
For sure. Absolutely.
by consuming.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, we think that it's just I'm just one view. I'm not the one.
Well,
defining
yeah, it
but
starts with
like
one view, yeah.
we need to be more conscious
Responsible,
and
yeah.
responsible on what we consume. And that's our tip of the day.
All right, my friend. That's gonna be that's gonna wrap it up
Yeah.
for today. So that was great. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to follow, like, comment, subscribe, and
And,
we'll
we'd love
catch
to
you
share
next
with you.
week. All right,
All right.
guys. Take care.
Thanks, Jawadi.
Thank you, my man.